Today's topic, once again, is how to remain calm when everything is going crazy around you. Number three, focus. Focus on the task at hand. Focus on the things that you can control. Remember that focus is a force multiplier. The longer and stronger you can remain focused on anything, the more potent the output that you produce. Focus being a force multiplier is something that I talked about in episode number 1193. Focus is a force multiplier. The longer you stay focused on anything, the stronger the focus gets and the better your results. And this is why I would often get people asking me, I often hear this from student athletes asking me this a lot, because my background is as an athlete. They will say, well, Dre, how do I avoid distraction? How do I eliminate distraction in my life? I'm trying to study, or I'm trying to work on my game, or I'm trying to do this, or I'm trying to do that. Entrepreneurs have this problem too. They just don't use the same language. But finding yourself getting distracted. All of us get distracted by these little devices that we have within arm's reach 24 hours a day, right? Our phones. And distracted by looking at social media, checking text messages, notifications, emails, etc. Instead of doing the work that we should actually be doing, which don't involve checking social media, right? Those are distractions. And when you're trying to get rid of distractions, the first thing you need to do is stop thinking about distractions and instead flip it around and find your focus. See, the goal is not to eliminate distraction. The goal is to find focus, because technically you can eliminate distraction by simply not paying attention to the things that are distracting you, because anything could be a distraction. And any time in life, anything you're doing could be a distraction. A distraction simply means something that is off the track of what you're supposed to be focusing on at that moment. And that changes moment by moment. It depends on what are you supposed to be focused on. If you're supposed to be focused on working on writing your book right now, but instead you're looking at Facebook, Facebook is the distraction. If, on the other hand, you're supposed to be updating your Facebook business page and instead you're looking at the Microsoft Word document of your newest book, then the book is a distraction. So anything can be a distraction at any time, depending on where your focus is supposed to be. And who decides where your focus is supposed to be? You do. How do you decide where your focus is supposed to be? Based on your priorities. Like, you see, all this stuff works together. All right, folks, I'm not pretending here. I know what I'm doing. You are listening to a professional. So when you have clear priorities in place, then you know exactly what you're supposed to be focused on. And if you're not doing that, if you're not focused on the thing you're supposed to be focused on, you are by definition distracted. And when you're distracted, the longer you stay distracted, guess what starts to creep in and creep up in your life? Who's been paying attention here today? Entropy, more disorder, more chaos, because you are not focused. When you don't focus, entropy takes over. That is one or the other, folks. This is a binary. There is never an absence of one of these in every aspect of your life. You are either focused and following your priorities and your organization, or entropy is taking over and taking the wheel and making things worse. One or the other, always. Focus is the force multiplier. So the longer you focus, the better you get, the more potent your output. This is why these points today go in sequential order. When you know what your priorities are, you can focus on one thing at a time. Then your force gets stronger, your output is better, you produce better results for yourself. And when you have structure, you can be disciplined. And when you are disciplined, it allows you to focus. See, all of these things work together. Structure produces discipline, discipline produces focus.